Oh, Merry Christmas, kia ora, and welcome to the Cricketers Network for another week. And my name's Ben Hurley, and look, we've got the A-team with us today. I know I've said that before, but this genuinely is the A-team to discuss all things in the world of cricket from the perspective of the best little boutique nation in the cricketing world, New Zealand. We have Nathan McCullum and Kyle Mills. Please welcome them to the Cricketers Network. Thank you to producer Den. One person clapping. That's all we need. One person clapping, and Nathan's son is here, who did not clap.
Did you clap?
No, Tom did not clap. Did not clap his old man. Well, welcome, boys. Welcome to the summer. I feel like it's actually here now, even though we're quite deep. We're literally on our second tour of an international team for the men's team, but it actually kind of feels like it's cricket time now, right?
Yeah, touch early. Was it end of winter? We kicked off the home summer against
England?
Australia.
Oh no, you're right.
Australia in September or something?
Yes, and now Test cricket has been seriously hot the last week and a half as well. But summer's finally here, but a Test cricket, bloody marvellous.
How good. So let's talk straight away about the epic draw at Hagley Oval, the West Indies and the Blackcaps. Some proper old school Test cricket, some low scoring first innings and some big long scoring second innings. I didn't think this happened anymore. There's no draws in international cricket anymore, but we somehow managed to confect one.
And there's not many grafting days like that anymore, is there?
Well, at one stage throughout the Test match, the draw was paying 100-1.
No way.
Yep.
Is it after the West Indies were out for 160?
100-1 the draw was playing, and missed out on that.
Did you get on that?
No, I missed out on that. But over the last month or so, I've become a big cheerleader and fanboy of Jacob Duffy. Mm-hmm. Huge throughout the Test match, 60 plus overs, led the attack in just his second Test match. And you count the overs, in warm-ups and the 2 days before, I'm sure he would have bowled. The bloke's got through nearly bloody 80 overs probably over the course of the 7 days.
So
massive effort, held his pace, and big fan, delighted for him.
And backing it up today.
He's back out into the basin, probably left arm has ground the basin, so he'll be charging up into the wind, no doubt. That's what tends to happen to right arm bowlers, and you get a receiving hairline. And so he'll have one of those come day 5 of the basin.
Yeah, 80 overs is so epic. Can you think about fast bowling an entire day of Test cricket by yourself, essentially? I know over 5 days, but that's nuts. But he's an Otago boy, Nathan. I know, yes, probably yourself, definitely Craig Cumming was beating his drum for a long, long time. He's finally in the national side, and he's taking his opportunity, right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is reaching it at a time of maturity. He's already sort of played 60 or 70 first class games, I think, so he's at a pretty experienced sort of understanding of himself. So I think that's why, like you said there, for him to go in and basically lead the attack in his second Test, you can't do that if you haven't done that in domestic cricket already. Yes, the jump up obviously, but he's experienced enough, and I'm delighted for him as well to see him succeeding. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he probably wouldn't have bowled as many overs had we not been completely riddled with injuries. I don't think I've seen a New Zealand side like that completely gutted by injuries as much as that. So we lost Tom Blundell from behind the stumps. Matt Henry went down, Nathan Smith went down as well. So we had 5 bowlers, but only just. I don't think Rachin Ravindra ever planned on bowling 20 odd overs in a Test innings.
No.
It did remind me of that Test match where all you boys got crook. Got Delhi Belly or whatever it was in India, and then there was sub-fielders.
I do remember that, yeah.
Like left, right and centre, all the assistant coaches were on, and the coaches, and we're all out there in the whites.
Because there was one Test in India where I remember Hamish Bennett broke down, and one Baz McCullum had to bowl, which...
right, was that in... Yeah, geez, my memory's bad. Was that in Sharjah? Baz-ball in Sharjah, I remember.
I don't know. He'll be able to tell you. It's his one wicket, and he always says he's got one more wicket than me.
One more Test wicket than you, really? What a bloke. But you guys play a lot of 4-day cricket. Like, have you ever been partnered with any epic draws in 4-day cricket? Does that happen in the first class game as well?
Yeah, for sure. There are draws. I remember playing at the Outer Oval just out here, 3 games of first class cricket in 3 weeks in succession, all on the same pitch.
Wow.
And there's something like 1,200, I think, scored over those. Yeah, so there wasn't really a bowler's paradise at all. But look, sometimes we touched on it just before in those hot places. Cricket's hard, when it's hot and you're in the grind. And what really stood out for me in this test match is we just touched on Jacob Duffy, Warhorse, 10, 12 years of first class cricket behind him, just a hardened cricketer. Zach Folkes, very new into the scene and not a whole bunch of first class cricket behind him, and how his pace really dropped off throughout the test. And that's no slight on Folkes whatsoever, but it's just if you're a scientist and doing a litmus test, that's your case study right there of like a guy who's just, hardened, been around the traps a very long time, but still be able to keep going if he towards the end of the test compared to a young fella.
Yeah. Dave, as a spinner, you guys are just expected to bowl so many overs, in that 4th innings. Do you feel your own pace dropping off?
No, but I think, and I saw it the other day a little bit. You're trying to search for a wicket, aren't you? You're trying to figure out any which way, and then there's it's trying to figure out, have I not thought about something? And then your body starts getting tired and your brain starts getting tired. But I thought Michael bowled exceptionally well. I think he was pretty unlucky. But yeah, there wasn't a lot on the surface either. I was actually hoping that they were going to give the ball to Kane as well, because we all know that he can do something when he gets the ball, and it is a different release point that he has too. But I thought Brace's bowled awesome. Yeah,
what is that thing with Kane? Because he genuinely just gave up bowling, and I think he got flagged for a slightly suspect action at one point, and I don't think he's bowled since. So I wonder if he just went, you know what?
I can't recall. He bats too much in the nets at practice to even think about it. Probably hasn't bowled in the nets.
Probably hasn't.
I've never seen a bloke bat so much at training. But
he will bat for 2 hours of training, non-stop.
Right.
You make a good point though. Bracewell was excellent, but you get into a 4th innings successions, the spinners meant to win the game of cricket. Very unlucky, and it got me thinking about the reviews. Like, we don't need any more time to look at reviews, and because there are a couple there that were probably out the weird used our reviews. So you look at an American sport, they just try to get the decision right no matter what. So is there a case in point? I don't want to slow the game down anymore because there's enough issues around that, but if a batter's been given out and he's walking off and the reviews have been used or whatever, but if you can see from the upstairs that it's actually not out, just bring the bloke back. Or vice, why can't we just go real quickly, the guy in the box, that's out, that's not out, move on.
Well,
rather than going through this review process, which takes time. You only got 3 reviews, so it's just...
Yeah, it does. It's what I would say is, as a fan, it's so much better than it was. It used to take so long. Even little things like they've already checked the no ball before they've gone into the process. It used to take forever. And I also think, if you watch rugby union at all, there's nothing compared to how long that takes.
Oh, yeah. I think you point right though. If you've got someone watching it up there and it's not talked about on the screen all the time, it's not taking 5 minutes. It's already been looked at.
If it's out, it's out.
Yeah.
Or if it's not out, it's not out. Let's just move on. So that could have been the difference in the test. But I don't know where Ajaz Patel is, or a real specialist spinner. No slight on Michael Bracewell. I think he started off as a wicket keeper, didn't he? And then batter late to the spin game the last 6-7 years. Rachin's a part-time spinner.
Mitch had an injury as well.
Yeah, but where is the actual real specialised spinner that's there for day 4, day 5 to spin to win?
Yeah, it's just not something we do on New Zealand pitches, right?
And our pitches are so... that's why I'm enjoying the Australian series, actually, the variety in pitches, whereas the pitches here in New Zealand are pretty much across the whole country are same.
Yeah.
They're just very good. It was bouncy. At least Hagley has that slight... aspect of it, that it is one of the bouncier pitches in the world, but it didn't seem to help in that 4th innings.
Nah.
Are the Windies good, or do we let that one slip?
Definitely it slip. Yeah, for sure. That's our first test in the World Test Championship. Is that what it's called? Yep. That's first test. There was one there for the taking to beat the West Indies. I don't think are going to be a threat to win that. Big opportunity to win that test. So I think we've let it slip. Now we've got a few injuries leading into today at the Basin. Some debutants, and I think West Indies may be up and about.
I was going to say, yeah, I reckon they'll have a lot of confidence from that, won't they? Just to be able to get all the way through to that draw and hold out. Like, batting that many overs is pretty insane. Like, and the way that couple of lads did it, even Kemar Roach, how long did he bat for? Like,
Impressive.
Yeah, and he's in his late 50s. So, really good. No, I mean, he comes back, he's away, he's in his late 30s, genuinely. Like, he comes back, he takes a 5 foot and saves the game. Like,
it's impressive.
It's a pretty good comeback.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So, let's talk a little bit more about injuries and the debutants. So, as we're recording this, where the second test has just started. Michael Ray gets his first test, ever, his test debut. What do we know about him?
A little bit. He was down in Otago for a number of years, moved to Canterbury over, 2 years ago, I think. I think he's in his second year.
Of all the teams to go
Well, yeah, there's a couple of people that have gone the other way, isn't there? Oh, no, I suppose Baz did that, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
But I think from what I know, he's probably a guy. He's been around for quite a while now as well. He's probably had 7 or 8 years in first class cricket. Obviously an amazing opportunity for him, and great to see that he's got a run today and straight in there.
He's tall, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And we haven't had a bald headband seamer since Chris Martin. So. Who knows what the possibilities are here?
Exactly.
Do you know much about him?
I've seen him bowl a little bit. He impresses me in the sense he's prepared to charge in. Like, he doesn't really back off at all. I haven't really noticed that at all. Runs in, hits the deck hard, and gets his opportunity today. I've always thought we've got a good depth in the whole bowling department. We're being tested now of the few fellas coming in. Look, I'm a little bit lost where Ben Sears is, playing club cricket in Melbourne.
Yeah, what's that about?
I can't work that out.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it?
Also, Kyle Jamieson played a game last week.
Kyle Jamieson played a game last week, but he's got a history of back issues, and I think he's taking more ownership and control of his return to cricket. Maybe he wants a bit more red ball cricket behind him. Fisher made his debut in Zimbabwe. He's injured, I assume.
I've not seen him playing.
So I think we've got a few battles going on at the minute in that department. But look, guys get their opportunity, and this is the beauty of, well, not just cricket, but sport. At some stage, you get your opportunity, and it's up to you to take it or not.
Yeah, well, when this goes to air tomorrow, when we release it, is that the word you say for a podcast? Yeah, doesn't go to air. We'll be possibly deep into the test. West Indies batting first, that's all I know, and they hadn't lost a wicket when I last looked. Now, I never know how to say his first name, but the young Chanderpaul, who's playing for the West Indies.
Yeah. Tangerine, was it?
Tagnarine? Tagnarine. Chanderpaul. Obviously son of the great Chanderpaul, West Indian Chanderpaul. Have you seen him bat? If not, I'm going to tell you something. He is a carbon copy of his father.
Seriously?
Absolutely. To the point where his stance is the same, to the point where he does the thing where he takes the bail off to mark his guard, which is...
I'm looking forward to watching him bat again.
His father's, sort of calling card. Now, you're both fathers. Would you sort of direct your children to play exactly the same way you did?
Probably not.
No.
Hopefully a lot better. Obviously, it's probably just a bit of a pride thing for his father. I'm assuming to follow the way that he's done things. And to be fair, you can't argue with copying him, can you?
Yeah. I'll watch a bit of through having kids and stuff. Kids play cricket now. It blows me away the way kids play cricket now. Just how they try to copy what's happening on the international stage. One with sledging, which blows my mind, and then the ramp shots. Kids ramping in second ball. Like, it's just
right.
If we did that, you would have got a massive kick up the arse back in the day. So just the evolution of cricket and the way people play it now actually blows my mind.
It's like with coaching the young kids as well, like teaching them to actually try and hit the ball hard, like a golf swing for a start almost, and then you can always come back, but try and hit the ball hard, and then you can sort of work on technique.
I was never told that. I was always told, I remember having a coach telling me, like, all you need is 2 runs and over, and if you bat 50 overs, you've got 100.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So if there's 2 wide to first 2 balls, job done.
We can get rid of that over.
I reckon if you open the batting and you score 100 in the last over of a one-day international, you'd get dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
But the other one was fast bowling, and I think that's something that's changed. I mean, you guys will know better than me, but I feel like when I was a kid, anyone who could bowl fast, every coach said, don't worry about speed, worry about accuracy. Whereas now I hear it's like, if you've got that, because you can't teach speed,
Just
right?
bowl rockets.
Yeah, it's flipped for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's the same with golf as well. Like they teach similar thing. Hit the ball hard, and then we can work back from there. And it's like, just sometimes you need to push the boundaries to see how far people can go, and then you can come back.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're a seamer. You started off as a seamer too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did actually. Yeah. Till 12.
Were you both told to bring your pace back and worry about hitting the top of off?
Well, I wasn't that quick. I don't think I was ever told to bring my pace back.
Okay. I remember we just be like paddles.
Right.
You know, paddles was the hero, right?
Yeah.
And put a dime down on a length, and paddles would hit it 10 out of 10 times. So that's what messaging I remember. Just be like paddles. Tough to be like paddles.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? But I think that was New Zealand cricket's philosophy for about 30 years, wasn't it? Yeah. Just be paddles or Martin Crowe.
Yeah. To be fair, that was the wickets as well, wasn't it? Back then too, like the low and slow.
Yep.
The
And we
minefield,
stayed to that.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, back at the wickets here in New Zealand, like some of them are just so docile. Like if they get to the 5th day, they're still not changing.
Yeah, that's right.
But
isn't our clay too good or something? Isn't our soil too good? Stays together, doesn't crack, something like that.
Run with that.
Let's go with that. Let's move on to another series that's happening called the Ashes. Now, I don't know how the McCullum family group chat's going. A little bit quiet from Baz, I don't know. England
come on, mate, it's Baz, you know.
Yeah. England 2-0 down. What's gone wrong, and can they come back?
Yeah, I think they can come back, and they need to get back in the game and make a statement for sure. But there was some awesome stuff in there. That Stokes and Smith partnership was very good, and they're not far away on some stuff, but you just got to do it for longer, and they've even talked about that. And you're still coming up against a world-class test side and a world-class bowling outfit. They haven't even got Pat Cummins back yet. So it's going to be a challenge. And for sure, they need to understand their game plan. But I'm excited to see what happens this next test, because it's really... It's a crunch point, really, isn't it, for the series?
Yeah, they're certainly trying to make a statement, but they don't seem to be able to handle those Aussie bouncy pitches. Is that all it is, Melzy?
Well, I think they've missed a trick, to be honest. In Perth, the difference was one batsman, Travis Head. So I think the game was, 2.5 hours before Head, got momentum in his innings. England were favourites to win that match. So I think that game there is certainly a flip of the coin. The next test, they bowled a shower of shit, to be honest. And I think they scored 360 in the first innings. It's ample enough in a pink ball test, and just didn't back it up with the ball the next day. They haven't suddenly gone to being a bad side. They've got good players in that team. You look at Archer, Stokes obviously has got his back up a little bit. Joe Root, he goes okay. So there's definitely there's a few players that's out of nick, and a young bowling group. And you see this time and time again when the new bowlers go to Australia, they get carried away with the bounce. What you've just talked about with the pitches, and nothing strokes a bowler's ego more than seeing a wicketkeeper catch the ball reverse cup. Now you can't get bowl or LBW with balls going through there all the time and Australian players growing up on bouncy wickets, that's where they want it. So they made the most of some absolute shite bowling in that middle session there. And if they could have just pitched the ball fuller, set fields and got it nipping around, I certainly think Atkinson and Cast, what I've seen over the last year or two, are certainly good enough to excel in Australian conditions, but they just missed a trick. Pressure's on now, 2-0 down. Can they come back? Well, they did last time in the Ashes when they were 2-0 down to all. So they're going to have to play some exceptional cricket. Australia get better if Pat Cummins comes back. So it's not going to get easier for them.
No, it looks like England have lost Mark Wood for the whole series now.
Yeah,
well, so
it hurts.
Yeah, that does hurt.
It's I think you're right. The length, wasn't it? Like, you look at the way Nisa bowled in that last innings, like the way that he pitched up, and 80% of his balls were in the stumps.
Yeah.
Granted, the keeper was up, but that's a great ploy for doing that as well, isn't it? But there was a couple of great spells in there from Stokes and Archer. But again, they not enough together, was it? Like, just constantly going through here. So, yeah, it's very different.
It's a really good point. Apparently, I saw a stat that said basically every bowler that's been successful against Australia in the last few years has attacked the stumps, including Bumrah and Matt Henry. I know Matt Henry was on New Zealand soil, but yeah, it is that thing. It's a temptation to just try and bowl through the chest all the time, and the Aussies are so good at handling that, right?
They're very conditioned, grown up in those environments. Look, 75-80% of the Test match, they're there, England and Australia. The game's at parity, but it's just that 20% when the momentum changes, Australia just kind of nudge ahead, and it's hard for the English to hang on to the coattails, really. But look, what was the theatre of it all around the Ashes, all the stuff in between the cricket, which is, I guess, gets the headlines, preparations, but international cricket is not like it used to be 25, 30 years ago, where England would do 2 or 3 Sheffield Shield games before the first test. So they were here at the end of winter playing T20 cricket to get ready for an Ashes. So the whole landscape's changed, and players are playing 12 months of the year. You need to look after injuries and what have you. So it's a tough balancing act to keep guys fresh and then harden to go.
And that's exactly right. The actual days of cricket, like, you could count, they would have had like a power of cricket over the last 6 months. And so, like, just because you've got an extra couple of days doesn't mean that you have to cram it all in. You might have people that want to, and that want to get a feel good, but also that there's that balance, isn't there?
Yeah, I had the head statistician for BBC Cricket on a few weeks ago, and he pointed out that previous English teams have gone up to 2 months before an Ashes series to Australia and still been completely blown away. I mean, Baz, there's been a lot of talk, I guess, in the media this week, because he said that we may have over-prepared for that game. Do you think you can over-prepare as a professional?
I think it's probably more of I don't know, I've spoken to Baz, but mentally as well. It's not so much physically as well. Mentally, 5 trainings in the heat in Brisbane to get ready for that can have its toll on players as well. And he's trying to keep boys confident, shoulders back, and try and sort of walk towards it against Australia in that environment. But I don't buy into the fact that they're underprepared. Yes, perhaps the option was to go to Canberra and play the Prime Minister's 11 down there, but the Canberra pitch doesn't bounce above knee height.
No.
So
it's totally different.
Why would he send his team down there to a pitch that doesn't bounce above knee height, then go to the Gabba and you're facing Stark coming through your whiskers, It's completely, so I can understand to choose not to go there and rather go to Brisbane and try and play in those conditions more.
Yeah, I think you're right with the training. Is sometimes you just want to keep training because you haven't succeeded as a team. You've got to try and work harder, and you just get into that mindset. And all of a sudden, you have batted for 2 hours, and then you do it again the next day, and then you get to the end of the week, and you're like, I'm actually pretty cooked. But you've been asked to go out and bat for 6 hours. And I don't think that's necessarily exactly what's happened there, but I do understand the comment around we may have trained too much, or but also that can be taken out of context too.
Totally.
Massively.
And I think there's a lot of people have said, look, oh, but it's not great optics. You know, now they're in Noosa, they're having 5 days off, right? It's not great optics after you're 2-0 down. I think it's fairly clear that optics do not concern Brendan and Ben, right? It's not. They do it their way, and I didn't want to go into too much, use the B word, Baz-ball, but I think, as I understand it as a philosophy, is that England have won one series in Australia since the 80s, right? So everyone else hasn't worked. So why not throw out the rule book and try something different?
Yeah, and
it hasn't worked in the first 2 tests, I'll give it that. But why not?
I don't know. I guess that there's a thing that, I don't know, this is my interpretation, but everyone thinks that Baz-ball is you've got to swing from the hip every ball. And it is actually not that. It's when you've got an opportunity to put it on the throat and go for it, you go for it. But you take your time and you suck it up when you need to, and you work through it, just like Stokes and Smith did. Yep. They sucked it up to get back to a point of parity, and then
Jacks.
Jacks. Jacks. And then they put the foot down, but then they lost it. They nicked off, and great nut, and hell of a catch from Smith.
Yeah.
But that was that moment where they got themselves back, and then that's where they put the foot down.
Yeah.
But they just didn't quite get to do that. But I think everyone thinks that this Baz-ball, or whatever it's bloody called, is actually just swinging from the hip every ball and just belting it everywhere. And it's not actually that. It's not just bowling bounces all the time. It's those moments in games. Don't you agree?
No, that's a fair point. I don't even know the definition of Baz-ball.
No.
Australia playing pretty aggressive cricket as well. I think their run rate was 6 and 4 in both innings. But let's not forget, pre this Ashes, I think, I actually don't know the numbers, but Baz would have won 20 plus test matches as coach of the England. Like, that's amazing for an England cricket team to win 20 plus test matches. And so the classic coach, like say Martin Gutdall out here at Eden Park, goes out and smacks 100 and third ball he faces, he charges down the wicket and smacks in the air, goes for 6. We all praise him. Oh, great innings, Gups, 100. Next innings, third ball, he goes down, smacks it over the head, but this time it goes straight up, mid-off, catches it. What the bloody hell are you doing, Gup? You can't praise someone for getting 100 and then he gets out playing exactly the same way 3 days later and give him a kick up the arse. And that's kind of, I feel like, it's happening with this England team. They've played this way for 3 years and been very successful doing it. Now they've suddenly lost 2 test matches, and now they're bad coaches, now they're bad players, now they haven't got their heart's not in it. It's like you can't have it both ways. You praise them for 3 years.
And they're playing Australia in Australia. That's not a easy challenge, you know.
Why is it so hard?
You're not playing 11. You're playing 26 million. Like, you are seriously playing. I remember jumping when the cabs and the cab drivers giving you a stick. Oh, mate, no point being here. You got no hope out there tomorrow. Go to the supermarket. Oh, good luck, mate. You'll need it. Concierge. So it's kind of like the whole everywhere. Australians are brash by nature and in your face, and
they're not quiet in it.
No, they just sort of they're just at you. So it's not just the 11, and then I would assume that the media and all of that over there now are jumping on. So it's just, Australia's a very unique place to go and tour compared to other countries.
Yeah, I think, from what I can understand, but even touring somewhere like India, where you could argue you're playing 1.5 billion people, but they have a genuine love for international cricketers coming to their country and playing them. And if you go to India, you can say the name Nathan McCullum or Kai Mills, and they'll tell you their stats. That's not going to happen in Australia.
No.
I think the other part to that is that the Aussie boys, they treat playing at home, and especially in Ashes, obviously, but any time that they're playing at home, they treat that as their fortress, and no one's going to come and beat us. So they almost try and go up a gear when they're at home, like I don't know, the Crusaders did, for example, they almost have that we're not going to get beat no matter what, so we're going to just fight, and then put the foot down where we need to. That's my sort of take on it.
You talk about the crowds in India. I used to often think, when I was fielding out in India, you'd be looking up, it's packed, and all these grown men are dancing. I'm like, because they're not drinking alcohol. How do you dance without drinking alcohol?
just
I just used to think that, like, they're not drink. I certainly can't dance without drinking alcohol. This can't happen.
no. Grant Elliott can though. Remember him dancing in
Grant Elliott can.
in Sri Lanka,
But,
walking out to the boundary. We're trying to get him to move, and he's just dancing.
But let's not forget, Australia are a serious team. Like Steve Smith's probably, one of Australia's greatest ever batsmen. Stark just seems to be on a. What did he take Wazzy Macram's record? Wazzy Macram can bowl a bit. He's overtaken Matt, but Travis Head's in a purple patch of form, and almost like he cares, but he's prepared to take the game on. Like they've got quality throughout. So it's a very tough place to go and play cricket.
Yeah, you mentioned Mitchell Starc, so he becomes the highest wicket taker for left armers of all time. It was nice to see Bolty on that list. Trent Boult was on that list, I think maybe 4th.
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy Neesham said a few weeks ago on this show that left armers have a distinct advantage.
Where's Bolty at the moment? He'd go up over there.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
Wellington.
A distinct advantage. Obviously there's a lot of left arm spinners, not a lot of left arm seamers. So why aren't there more of it? Why aren't we? I feel like a lot of people train their kids to be left-handed batters, but not. There's so few left arm bowlers, right?
Yeah. Are you just born with it? What do you?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you saying that you can manufacture a left arm bowler?
No, you can, but you manufacture a left arm batter. I don't know why you can't manufacture a left arm bowler.
Isn't it just?
I don't know. Isn't it just pure numbers? Like, so Australia have got 5-6 times more the population than us, so they've got 6 times more the opportunity of having a left arm.
Okay, put it this way: why are there so many more left-handed batters than there are left arm bowlers? Because there's heaps. We've got like 7 in the Blackcaps right now.
Yeah. It's a good point. I think it's easier to be a left-hand batter than a right-hand batter.
Yeah, it is.
With the angles.
But I think there's an advantage to being a left-arm bowler too. So what is it? You guys don't know, do you?
No, well, there's I suppose you can still be dominant with your right, but be a left-hand batter. If you're dominant with your, you're using your whole body. Oh, you're still using your whole body. I don't know.
This is good. It's a real ponderous. There's probably some biomechanics here that we should have looked up.
Biomechanic. That just gave me.
They'll be producing them in China. At a factory.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's stick with.
Still waiting to see the bowler that bowls left arm and right arm gas. Well, there was one years ago. Actually, might have been UAE or something like that. I think
Are you allowed to just swap hands when you bowl it?
I think you've got to tell the umpire.
Right. So they go. He's coming left arm over, and now he's coming right arm round. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about India and South Africa. Now, India just lost at home in a Test series again. New Zealand was the last one to beat them there. Have we opened the floodgates? Because that never used to happen.
Potentially. So I think South Africa are a sneaky, very good team. They own the World Test Championship. Even though when they came here a couple of years ago, they sent their B team or whatever it was. But I actually think they're a very good side. India, I think, have issues like we do as well here in New Zealand with they now have a generation who grew up in T20 cricket. We grew up 4-day cricket, and that was what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. A lot of these Test players are not playing much first-class cricket. And so when in India, spin and playing spin is a big component of being successful over there. They play and spin a white ball cricket, which is more of a block bash type mentality to generate a run rate. Whereas Test cricket, you've got to hang in there for periods of time. You need to hit the single, you need to work the 2. And I don't think they've got that skill base of volume before they get to the international level. And I think it's an issue here in New Zealand. You look at our top order, Rachin's obviously class act, 24 years of age. The rest of the top 6 range between 31 and 35. And now you think, I was trying to think the other day, who are the young batters knocking the door down? And it should be Fennellan, but he's not even playing. He wants to go play Big Bash. It should be Tim Robinson. It should be this Bevan Jacobs. But they've grown up in an era of only knowing T20 cricket, and there's all these opportunities with leagues around the world to play that. So with our top 6, who's pushing our top 6? I actually don't really know who's bidding the door down. So if they all retire over the next 2 years, who's coming through.
Yeah.
I think there's massive point. Like, how many of those guys have played 10 first-class games in the last 2 years? You know, or 3 years even. Have they played 3 or 4 first-class games? No. Like, you've got to have people that are playing that format as well. Again, like, yes, there's quality players anyway, but you want them to be able to experience that 4-day cricket again, don't you? Before they're going in there. The other side to it is it's opening the door for some young batters to come through and go, if I put some runs on the board in first class cricket, then I'm going to put my name up there over the next couple of years. Because you're right, 31 to 35, 36, and you don't want to have that wave going out again, because we've
done that.
Yeah, we've done that, and that's the beauty of understanding things now in the different cricket. Like, we've had heaps and heaps of players come through over the last few years, so the trouble is we haven't had that many batters. The bowlers has been a rotation and things like that, but the number of young batters, and it's hard playing Test cricket because you don't want to just give away a Test cap, do you? But
I feel like there's more batters at the moment. There's Bevan Jacobs, you mentioned him, he's a good shout. Josh Clarkson,
He's had a good start to the season as well. But you like to think people knocking the door down to bat 4 in Test cricket or 3 in Test cricket have got 10 first-class hundreds behind them. Like Finn Allen's a classic example, such a talented batter, but he's chosen to go down, no fault of his own, he's chosen to go down the Big Bash white ball path, whereas 20 years ago, he would be knocking on the door and desperate to play Test cricket. It's just a changing of times. But getting back to your original question with India and South Africa, and I think there's a little bit of that lost art of playing first-class cricket and Test cricket in the home patch. Because you think Baz is under pressure? What's Galfin Bambir?
oh yeah,
Sure.
no,
He is under serious pressure over
tell you
there.
what, you could read those Indian papers.
Indian online comments. We should put this as a clip up, actually. I think that'll do some good numbers. Just a mere mention of the coach of the Indian side. So South Africa, you said they're a sneaky good side. I think they're really resurgent. Yeah, they won the WTC, just beat India in India. A couple of years ago, they were essentially bankrupt as an organisation. They got propped up with private investment, for a T20 league. Suddenly, they're excelling through all formats. I mean, can you think of another country which might might profit from some overseas investment?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
No, maybe. Well, you look at the Super Smash, like Super Smash produces good players.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. And you look across the ditch at the Big Bash, I see just bells and whistles. Talent's pretty much the same. This has got a bit more profile. But I don't think there's a broadcast deal for our Super Smash.
Yeah.
It's kind of been just lying dormant, really, with no care or nurture for the last 10 years, to be honest. How is it that all these other countries have their own league where investors are getting them behind and making it happen, yet here in New Zealand we're happy just to let that go? Talk about a Big Bash team, I'll be all good for a Big Bash team if there was like 3 teams going over, and then if there was New Zealand cricket could have a share of the Big Bash, because if they go to sell it in 4 or 5 years time, then okay, we get a return from it. But I don't think we should be there to prop up their league and this.
That's also never going to happen. We're never going to get 3 teams, and we're never going to get a share of that.
So what's the point? So if we want to talk holistically, I think with New Zealand sport, we've just seen Rory McIlroy play the Australian Open in golf last. How awesome is that? I tuned in, the galleries were massive. Here in New Zealand, what have we got to look forward to? Seriously, in sport, what have we got to look forward to in sport that's global? We had the America's Cup here for some time, that's now departed the shores. All Blacks are more favourable to go play in the States. We need something here in New Zealand, whether it's cricket or not, but cricket, because that's our sport. I love for cricket to have this awesome competition that the world's looking in on and watching, and there's private investors involved. That's the greater good of the game here in New Zealand. I like Super Smash needs an injection of some sorts, and if it can happen, great.
And I think you're right in the sense, like cricket could actually lead the way with this in New Zealand sport and actually go, right, we're going to go for it. And then because you look at rugby, what rugby's trying to do around the world as well, like what these other sports, even netball, they're talking around things like that too. Like if we can lead the way in some way and go, like, let's take a punt, because the game isn't going to stay the same. So like we've got to make sure that something changes from the status quo. And that's my biggest thing, is something's got to change, because it can't just be the same old Super Smash.
That's right. I mean, you guys both played in the HRV Cup, which had more profile, had overseas players, had a broadcast deal, and that wasn't even that long ago. And I'm not saying we go back to that same model, but this is what it is. It's just an injection of some profile, of some money.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's that big a punt. That's the thing, because if, let's say it crashes and burns in 5 years, it's not like we won't have a T20 league.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I think the other parts of that, and if you ask any player, you may get a different answer to administrators and things like that as well, because the players, if they say overseas players can come in, any player will say how good.
Yeah.
Other people might not. And they go, oh, but we've got to protect our players and give them the opportunities. But all the players want overseas because they want to challenge themselves against the best and play with the best. So they actually want overseas players to come in. And that, I think that's part of the Super Smash coming back a little bit.
You just touched on a couple of players before. Trent Bolt, I can't remember watching Trent Bolt play a game of cricket here in New Zealand. Kane Williamson went and played in South Africa the last couple of years. Colin Munro plays over in Dubai. When the Super Smash is on. Okay, so let's think about that. Why are they playing over there and not here in the Super Smash? Wouldn't it be our talent, where our kids look up to, and those players, they're better off being back here and playing. They're propping up other people's competitions, and it's just, we're missing a trick, and so, something has to happen, otherwise, are we going to end up like Zimbabwe cricket?
Yeah.
Not only that, those players want to play here.
Of course they do, yeah.
But it's their career and it's their financial livelihood. And if you're getting paid a considerable amount of money, yes, you love the game, but there's a difference. You can't love the game 20 times more than what you can get paid from playing here in that current one. So yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities, but something's got to change.
As much as you guys love playing at Molyneux Park or whatever.
It's favourite ground, actually.
Is it actually? Did you go all right there, did you?
No, I made my first class debut. I got a golden pair.
Oh, still your favourite ground?
Yes.
Must have been a good pub nearby.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Okay. So I'm trying to segue into this next thing. But in franchise cricket, one of the weird things is you will occasionally play your national teammates, right? So tomorrow night, it'll be tonight by the time this goes out, Mealy Kerr's Sixers and Sophie Devine's Scorchers will meet in the WBBL Challenger Final. Now, when you play somebody you played a lot of cricket with, like Mealy and Sophie would have, do you try and get in their head a little bit?
I don't know if you need to. You sort of just look at each other and play each other off a little bit, and then you sort of know what the other one's going to do before they do it, but sometimes that doesn't help.
True, yeah. He's going to try and hit six here. Oh, he did.
Yeah. And I'm like, they're going to do this, and then they're like, and he did it, and we didn't do anything about it. But no, I think it's exciting.
Do you ever play Baz in a franchise game?
I don't know if I did in the Big Bash. No, I think we missed each other in the Big Bash. Right. I played against him a couple of times when he was playing for the Cantabs, and he just tried to slog me, shock me. But I think I got him out more times than he hit me for six, so that was all right.
Is that right?
Maybe not quite that many.
That would have been fairly satisfying, wouldn't it?
But I think it's, in all seriousness, it's great to see two of our girls at that level and leading those teams, whether they're captains or not, but leading those teams and with their experience and again, challenging themselves to be around the best players in the world and bringing that experience back is awesome.
Mm-hmm. That's actually part of the game I really struggled with, to be honest. I remember in the first year of the IPL, we were doing a scouting session of the team we were about to play, and it happened to be Baz. and I'm sitting in a room with Brett Lee, Sangakara, Tom Moody, the coach, Jay Wardener, and we're going through the opposition, the batters' strengths and weaknesses and that sort of stuff. And we go through it, and I was sitting here thinking,
what am I going to say?
What are we going to say about Baz? Because we're asking all these. It was it actually blew my mind. It's an interesting dynamic because we're about to play Sri Lanka not long after the IPL. I said, how am I going to handle this? So I started to sweat a little bit. Like, do I say where I think where Baz's weaknesses are and where you can attack him? And then he's one, my mate. He's two, a teammate. And I'm trying to plot his downfall.
Or do we just throw them a bone and say, bowl short and wide?
Sure. It was actually quite a hard thing for me to get my head around, to be honest. I remember I said some generic things, although I didn't go wholeheartedly. Then I remember leaving the team and he goes, I didn't really say where I think you should bowl to Baz, wholeheartedly in that. But that was the beauty of this franchise cricket now. You're picking up ideas and bits and pieces.
Mate,
and to be fair, other teams have already scouted as better than that anyway.
I just have so much pride that you had conflict in your heart.
I was sitting there.
It's in my. I feel it in my chest. I want to sing the national anthem. That was a great story.
I can literally see Milsey sitting there sweating, going, "What am I going to say?"
Great. All right, and now we have a couple of fan questions. These are genuine fan questions that have come in from the. Well, don't be that surprised. Okay. Terry from Invercargill has asked, do the players all watch the IPL?
That's not a real fan.
It is. Terry Frisbee is his full name. It's his real name.
He's taking the piss, isn't
he? Possibly. It might be a screen name, who knows. Do the players all watch the IPL auction live and together, or is it followed by a group chat scenario? I'm always watching and cheering the Kiwis on and swearing at the amount the unknown Aussies always get in comparison.
Well, yeah, the third grade club cricketer from Sydney somehow gets a $200,000 contract that no one's ever heard of before. Look, now I don't give two hoots. I'll read it in the paper the next day. And then back when I was around, I don't think WhatsApp groups existed or anything like that. But I do remember the first auction, we were out in the car park in Napier and it was all kind of happening. And
That's right.
It was actually awkward. Some guys got picked up, some guys didn't. It was just like, this is just get me out of here type of stuff, really. And then obviously delighted for all your teammates who got rewarded and that, and you just felt stink for people who missed out. And it's a really weird environment.
Yeah, it was. Like that first one, there was heaps of us together, but we didn't really know that was going to be those feelings were going to be there. So I think the next year it went into like small groups, like only 2 or 3 or 4 of us.
The likelies and the possibles and the
possibles and probables. It was a weird feeling. Like, and especially seeing, I still remember Baz their first year, and it was like just we're watching it, and it's just going, and he's just like, what the.
And who broke the tension and went, right, first round's on you, Baz?
Probably Milf.
Okay, I actually watched the IPLW auction a little bit the other day. I was just on and I switched it on, and it happened to be, there's a bidding war for Sophie Devine.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, when I say it was exciting, I like Test cricket, which is one of the slower sports. I'm not sure it was exciting, so I don't know who actually sits down and watches that. Why it's broadcast to a wide audience, I don't know. But other than players, I'm not sure who's actually watching it.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. Here's another one. Gavin from Rangiora. Now, Michael Nisa was bowling mid-130s in the Ashes, but Alex Carey stands up to the stumps. Did this ever happen to Kyle, and how did he feel about that?
I had an SCG once. Baz came up, and I put one through, and I hit Baz right in and that was the most happiest part of my day.
So, good back.
But hey, Alex Carey, like that was phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's not a low wicket, that's a bouncy wicket that can roar through, and obviously strategy around it, keep the batsman in the crease and bring in 3 modes of dismissal as we touched on before. But he was incredible. I haven't seen keeping like that in some time. Actually, I can't recall keeping like that, to be honest. It was awesome to watch.
No, not on a wicket like that. Like you see people like Dhoni and that would do that in India, but they're flatter and lower and slow, like but not on a wicket like that where it's still going through, and proper heat as well. 135 is not slow.
No, I mean,
You know,
that's
like-
Millsy pace, and I just can't imagine. It made him look slow though, because the keeper was up, don't you reckon?
I actually vividly remember you and Baz having a bit of a stoush about one of those times.
Which one?
About you coming,
Yeah, Baz and I had lots of
him coming
stoushes.
up, him coming up to the stumps, and you like, nah, and he's like, nah, I'm staying here. And you're like, nah. Then he runs in and bowls like a bouncer.
Just to prove the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'll take the 4.
Go to 6.
Go back, your short ass.
I remember Baz got a hot stumping off Southey once down the leg side.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Was that in Australia, mate? Down the leg side, I can't remember who was batting. Ponting, I think. I mean,
That's
amazing stuff.
we
On
used
YouTube
to,
somewhere.
we used to plan that when we were younger. Those leg side stompings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a little sign?
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, we used to do it so that so he'd know that I was going down leg side, and so I'd go there because when kids are young, they often fall over and fall out of their crease. There was we got a few little tricks.
I've often wondered that, particularly with spinners. This is a fan question from me. But why don't you have more signals like baseball pitchers do? Is it because they'll get found out too easily?
Yeah, back to your point about in the chain route and telling people what people are doing. I used to do that. So I used to rub my hand on in the turf when I was going to push it through quicker. And so what my short fine leg and third man would go finer, and these guys would go finer, and the keeper would know, and so he would sort of do that. Well, then we went to the New Zealand A Tour. This was years ago. We went to the New Zealand A Tour, and I told everyone that. And then so that went out the window, didn't it? So I came back here, and I was like, "Well, I can't do that now."
Other hand.
The problem with the secret signal is you got to keep it secret. Yeah. You can't have 2 beers and tell everybody.
I was trying to do my bit for New Zealand, and then we got about Muratango, didn't I?
All right.
But yeah, your point is right.
sorry,
Like, trying to have more signals, and I don't know. You might have.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
definitely
Though. I never
signals.
would have seen that one. The rub the hand in the dirt, because I see spinners do that all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was a signal.
Yeah, no, there was
Someone,
a few fast
used to
bowlers
be
did it.
like mid-off would take their hat off or
Yeah.
do something with a bouncer and things like
Well,
that.
Matt just made a good point just then. It's not so much the keeper coming up or whatever, but fielders adjust in the background because it's coming quicker, then it's going to go finer. If it's going to go slow, it's going to go squarer. So they need to move.
Yeah.
Or have you, yeah.
Oh, so just keep it. I see.
And often 10 metres
It's big,
is all you need. Like 10 metres difference is stops 4, stops 6, or it's out. You know, like.
particularly out here.
Yeah, well, correct. And
Yeah.
you know how people get like funny angles. Like you literally need to know your angles here, eh? Like if you're standing in the wrong place, you're going to look like an idiot because there's no chance. Like if you're too wide at fine leg, there's never a chance that you're stopping it.
that Dan Vittori for in the semi-final,
That's right,
the Harry Jav game.
Yeah.
With Morné Morphel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get the signal.
He didn't get the signal.
Grant's still dirty about them not celebrating with them.
He is I've watched that so many times.
Dude, just like
he
that.
goes to the crowd first, doesn't he? And Dan goes to hug him, and then does it's like when you get held up for a high five. He just like does that, but he just runs past him like he was never going for the hug at all. It was a good last minute change by Dan Vittori there. Right, we've got our last thing today. It's a new segment. We might get a little sting. Shall we, producer Dean? Little with or against. You can make that, eh? Yeah.
With or against, tell me now, yeah.
We just want to talk about the best players you played with or against. Now, we're not going to do a full 11 because it's boring. So we're just going to do the top 3 batters, top 3 bowlers, top 3 all-rounders. And are we going to, have keepers in there? No, because who cares?
No one cares about keepers.
So we'll do batters first, then bowlers, then all-rounders. So in order, 3, 2, 1. Millsy, do you want to go first? Your 3 best batters you played with or against?
I can name them, I think. Brian Lara, Sachin Tendulkar, and I'll go Ricky Ponting.
Okay, cool. So, and what if you had to put them in order?
I'll go Sachin, Ricky, Lara.
Sachin, Ricky,
Ponting.
Lara.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's good. There's no New Zealanders in there, but that's fine. No.
I've got one.
You've got one in yours.
I've actually got two of his. Ponting, Tendulkar, Williamson.
Nice. Did you not play against Brian Lara?
I did last year at the big Blackcaps.
I don't feel like he was at his best.
Oh, was he? Was he? I'm not prepared. Preparation.
It was so.
I think it's over prepared.
It was
He over-prepared with life.
Gareth Hopkins. He was. This is how he wasn't up for necessarily playing cricket again.
Yeah.
He turns around. I was coming on to bowl. He turns around to Gareth Hopkins and he said, "What does he do? Does he slide it or does he turn it?" He said, "Well, if he pushes it through, it'll skid, and if he slows it up, it'll turn." He's like, "Mate, I'm 52 years old. I don't need this shit."
I've done everything there is to do in cricket. I don't need this shit. Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah, Sachin on both your lists. What set him above everyone else?
His bat felt like a garage door.
Right.
So wide, eh?
Is that because he's small? Is it just a
Very small,
thing?
very heavy bat.
Yeah.
Right.
About 3 pounds. I couldn't believe it. So I played with him once or twice in the IPL, but he very still, short, so length back or he could go back or forward almost to like the same length ball, like a good length ball, and just obviously a very good eye, which helps, and he accessed all parts of the ground as well, and just owned it. Does seem to have more. People talk about more time. Now, no one has more times. The ball comes down the same time as everyone else, but it just looks like he's just got extra.
And literally, you felt like his bat was 2 bats wide because the face was always at you, eh? Like there was no chunking or anything. It was only when he wanted to, he'd go like that. Oh, now that goes through cover. But you see the bat face the whole way. It was insane.
And Williamson on your list, genuinely in the top 3, or we just throwing a bone to a teammate?
No, genuinely, I think the way that he plays the game and the way that he masters the game and what he's done is phenomenal. Is one of the best in the world at the moment. And I think, he's just been able to dominate for so long. And he just loves to bat. And it's similar to Tendulkar in that way. Like the bat is always going through the ball, not quite like Tendulkar, but yeah.
Even you mentioned seeing like they're quite quiet, kind of quiet performers on the field, except for Ricky Ponting, who wasn't short of a word, right?
No, angry little Jack Russell, almost. Up for a fight and a battle.
What kind of dog would you say Williamson and Tendulkar are then?
Williamson would be like a.
This might be a new thing to put in.
What kind of dog is the greatest cricketers of all time? Okay.
Golden Retriever.
Yeah.
But look, Ponting was just up for the battle. I heard him commentating last week. It almost looked like he was out in the middle while he was commentating. He's just a fighter, competitor. Put anyone on.
In the mould of Alan Border, right?
Yeah.
And do you know what I love about that is that Alan Border's now commentating. He just seems like a kindly old man. Yes. He was not the hardest guy in cricket. He's a slightly confused, just lovely. He's just like Santa Claus.
He's a real nice guy.
Yeah, right.
I got a bit of a shock watching him on telly last week, actually, with his Parkinson's disease, and he's kind of got symptoms of that as well. And you touched on how hard he was. That's not what I remember. To a softly spoken guy be dealing with this disease, it's like, oh man, like that's just not the person I kind of grew up watching.
I wasn't aware he had that, so I'll probably go walk back on some of my comments.
Neither was I.
I didn't know that. Yeah. All right, let's go into bowlers. Top 3 with or against. Who wants to go first this time? Nath, you go.
Shane Warne.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Vittori. Purely like into 2020 one day cricket is, and obviously Test cricket as well.
Yeah.
And I suppose I better put a quick bowler in there. I loved watching Brett Lee bowl. And
You faced him?
yeah, and playing against him. Yeah, I've played with him, facing the Sydney Sixers. I had to face him, Mitchell Stark, Josh Hazelwood, Shane Watson in the nets. That's not much fun.
No, not in an enclosed space.
In South Africa.
Oh, that's right. That was when they was that. Oh, was that what? Why in South Africa?
That was where the Champions League was.
The Champions League.
Yeah. So Brett Lee would be up there.
Yeah. Okay. Millsy.
Very good. Shane Warne, number one for me.
Cool.
Murley.
yeah,
and
right.
Glenn McGrath. Glenn McGrath, all conditions, doesn't matter who it was against, just hit much like paddles really, hit a sixpence every time.
Yeah.
Murley was just a freak almost. Dominated all around the world, all formats, and Shane Warne is Shane Warne.
So, why is it that Murley is a number one Test wicket taker of all time?
800 Test wickets.
Yeah. Yet he never gets on these lists. You know what I mean? He's very seldom on people's favourite.
Probably should have said him, to be fair.
Is that right?
God, facing him was like...
Is it some age-old, archaic action stuff that gets in the way of his legacy a little bit? It shouldn't be. I'm not saying it should be.
I realised Flem got 276, I think, against him in Colombo. Peace Varamutu, I think, was the ground.
Correct.
And the Flem said he just didn't pick in the whole innings. Like, you got 276. And he said he just had a formula. If he pitches it there, he's just going to spin that way. If he pitches it there, it should spin this way.
Wow, it works.
But
What about the strike one?
He got lucky for what, 500 on balls.
For 8 hours.
Yeah. Wow, that's all right. All right, let's do all-rounders. Millsy.
Jack Cullis, for me, is the greatest cricketer to ever live.
Yep.
For me, no question. I think I had another good one. Played with Andrew Flintoff, played against him.
Great.
He was pretty good. And you've actually thrown me because I had Adam Gilchrist as my all-rounder, but you've said no keeper.
No, you can put keeper in.
Because he was
Let's do that.
opened, he batted 6, awesome keeper.
Yeah.
Genuine all-rounder.
Genuinely change the game, right? Because now you can't just be a keeper who bats 9, really. Or 10 or whatever. It's not a specialist position anymore.
Yeah.
He changed the game so that you have to be a great batter as well. Yeah.
And I never played with or against Wazzy Macrum, but I reckon I used to, as a kid, love watching Wazzy do his thing.
Yeah.
All right, I like how you've crab out a keeper in there. So then the pressure's on you about your brother now.
I was similar. Jack Cullis, 100% number one. Flintoff, just absolute game changer. Burn in the game with whatever he did, and just had that charisma as well that could change a game without doing anything. Bizarrely,
Right.
And Dhoni is the other one.
Oh, right. You've got to put a keeper in there too.
Yeah.
We'll have to change the rules of this.
Well,
Keepers are allowed.
he bowled a little bit, whatever he wanted, but his glove work is phenomenal, and the amount of games that he won, batting, chasing, you'd have to put him up there.
The thing with Flintoff, it's just we all sit back and think he was amazing and had a great career. He retired at 30.
No way.
Yeah, so we actually missed out, and he missed out, I guess, more. From that age of 30 through to say 33, he would have dominated again, but I think mental health issues, fell out of love of the game, maybe the pressure in England or playing for England maybe have got to him, but we actually saw him not fulfill what he potentially could have been, to be honest.
Have you seen that doco on him?
No.
Really, really good. Talks a lot about that and his injuries.
He had injuries,
His knees,
Big fella.
but also the journey through it as well. You should watch it. It's talks about his car accident as well.
Yeah, right.
Very good.
Yeah, all round is so hard, isn't it? Particularly now, if you're going to be a three format player, it's so hard on the body.
One of the best at the moment, and probably for me, is probably Jadeja.
Yeah.
Oh, Jadeja,
probably not necessarily with a bat, but with a ball, and and in the
surprises you
field
with
as
a
well.
bat though, right?
In the field, he is like one of the greatest fielders, an absolute rocket.
I remember you saying once that's your favourite part of cricket, is fielding. Is that still true?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well,
Who's your top 3 fielders?
Ricky Ponting, Jonty Rhodes.
Yeah, and Chris
I didn't
Harris.
play against Jonty Rhodes, but not Harry. No.
Oh, Harry doesn't make top 3? Or Harry?
No. Ricky Ponting.
GP.
Yeah, Glenn Phillips, I was about to say Glenn
Yeah.
Phillips is past.
He would have to be up there now, eh?
Yeah. That Josh Inglis run out in the Ashes, that was one of the best run outs. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the best. I'll show it to you after we finished. Yeah, it's one of the best run outs I've seen in years. That is it. That was the first go at with or against. I think that went well, even though fairly basic selections. But we will be back next week with the final in this run. Then we're going to take a 2-week Christmas break of the Cricketers Network. But thank you, Nathan, and thank you, Kyle. We'll enjoy the test match, and we'll catch you soon.